Stars fans, here we are, Friday night, December 13th, spooky, getting ready for another Stars Alliance show. This is actually going to be a short show. It's only going to be 30 minutes, so it'll be over at 5:30. We've got a special guest coming on, but they won't come on until about 5:10, 5:15. So you're stuck with me for the first 10, 15 minutes while I rattle through all the to-do list of this week for the Stars. Before we jump into a game recap and a game preview, let's go through kind of what we got for Sunday. We've got a special discount code, 15% off of all tickets right now. If you see it, it's scrolling right now. The code is Holiday15. So Holiday15 at checkout. That'll drop 15% off of reserved seats right off of your checkout amount. And we're looking forward to seeing a bunch of people there. If you can't make it, we're going to miss you, but we really want everyone there. It's a 1 p.m. game. Sundays, usually we go at 3s, but it's a Seahawks Sunday. They play at 5. So this Sunday against the Chihuahua Savage, the back-to-back MASL champion, the game will be at 1:05 p.m., which is new for us. The game will be done by 3. You can go home. You can go watch your Seahawks. You can head over to Lumen if you happen to have tickets. But it'll all be done with plenty of time. Again, Sunday's game is at 1:05 p.m. Along with the 15% off discount code for tickets for Sunday, we also have season tickets still available at a discounted rate for the rest of the season. We've had a bunch of people call and say, can I still buy my season tickets? Yes. The answer is yes. You can still buy season tickets for the remainder of the games and make sure that you book your seat. Not only does it get you a ticket to the game, but you get to book your seat for the whole season in a special spot. So knock those out if you can. Anything you need to do, tacomastars.showware.com, and that'll get you tickets for anything you need for anything Stars related. Again, Sundays at 1:05 p.m. Game recap from last weekend. Pete's scrolling it because he knows I won't say it. We had 2 players this week on the MASL team players of the week. Obviously, Chris Toth for his performance as goalkeeper of the week. Escalante, who we are going to play against on Sunday, was a defensive player, and I was lucky enough to take home the offensive player of the week for last week's match against the San Diego Sockers. Home opener, big win for us. I don't think since I've been here we've played a home opener against San Diego and won. So something new for us and something that was really important, I think, for our team to start off on a strong foot. If we felt like it was a big confidence boost going into this weekend playing against the best team in the league for the last 2 years in a row. And we really expect an incredible battle from Chihuahua, and we're really looking forward to it. I've said on this show many, many times, we want to play the best teams. We want to test ourselves against the best. Last year, the series with Chihuahua was unbelievable. Last year's series with San Diego was we played a 6-game series. They won 5, and we won the very last one. So this year, we will also play them 6 times. So we've equaled last year's tally of games won against San Diego in our first match, which is really exciting for us and something we think we can build on. So again, introducing Chihuahua, they really need no introduction. They're back-to-back champions. They've got an incredible group of players that's been maintained over the years, and they've got some players that now with Monterrey no longer operating in the league, they've picked up a few players, but they're extremely organized, very talented, and what I would say is the most dangerous asset in indoor soccer is that they're deep. Every line that comes in when they sub, the next player coming in is just as good, if not better. And they keep throwing waves of numbers at you, and all the players are really high-quality players. So it's going to be really fun. Last year, we had them at home 3 times. We beat them all 3, 2 in regular season, 1 in the playoffs, and we dropped all the games in Chihuahua. So we're looking forward to hoping to keep our streak alive of home game wins against Chihuahua, knowing how difficult that team was. And if you happen to be in the building for those games, you'll remember how memorable those moments and those games were. They were fourth quarter nail biters, last minute plays. We had the really cool play with Jamel Cox picking the ball off of their goalkeeper with 43 seconds to go in the game. Alessandro Canale scoring the game win in the fourth quarter in the second game. And the third game, Stefan Mijatovic scoring to make it 6-5 with a minute 25 to go in the game. So again, hugely competitive matches, and we're really looking forward to it. If you were, excuse me, if you were in the building on last Saturday, you will have noticed that we partnered for that match with Valor Night, and our jerseys were specialty kits. They were really cool. Matt Huber wants to know who I've got again in Empire against Empire versus Utica. Well, Matt, I know you obviously want Utica to win. It's going to be late on East Coast time, but honestly, I think Utica is going to take it. I think Empire are a very good team, and they are significantly more potent than maybe last year's record would indicate. But I think Utica are coming in with a big group. A big group of players that have come back from last year, and they've added quality. So I look forward to seeing the game. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. Oh, there we are. Hey, guys.
Oh, hi. How you doing? I think we're early.
That's okay. Early is better. Well, here's our guests, everybody. This is Zoltan and Antares Toth. And as you can see, they've got Pete, can you run up the bigger version of the front of the cover of their book? We'll see if Pete can run it up. He's got a graphic made up so that everybody can see the front of that book, which looks fantastic. There it is. So the surprise is that this weekend, Sunday's game, the Totes will be coming up to Tacoma, to Washington, bringing along their new book, which is called Freedom Keeper. And you can see the cover right here. And Zoltan Toth is going to come up and sign some personalized books. Zoli, I started writing down your records, and I ran out of piece of paper. There was no space on the paper to write down all your records.
Yeah, well, Nick, I think I set a couple of records, lower against average, more game winning, and more championship too.
I have 7 championships.
Yeah.
5 All-Stars.
Yeah.
2 goalies of the year.
Yeah.
And the MISL all-decade team. So, I mean, I think that's enough. We can stop there. We don't need to talk about it anymore, right?
And my son.
And your son has won 4 goalies of the year. So, and he's not done yet. So, very, very impressive. So, please, if you guys can talk, Antares or Zoli, a little bit about how this book came about. When it started, what the idea was, and where you guys began with the story, with the idea of writing the book.
Yeah, hi Nick, thanks. So we're super excited about it. Zoli and I are married 40 years, and the book will tell you how we met. But when we met on our first date, he told me about his story and how he got to our country, and I was 21 years old at the time. I didn't even know that other people didn't live freely in the world. And so when he told me his story, I said, oh my gosh, this should be a movie. And so for 40 years, we, finally decided to put pen and paper, and we found a wonderful co-author, Juliana, who's a good friend of ours, and she and Zoli, put their minds together and wrote the book. And we thought, if nothing else, it'll be a great family heirloom so that the Toth family will always know its heritage.
That's fantastic. Listen, I can Goals and Boards. Can we buy it online? Yes, it's on Amazon.
Yes, it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. It's called Freedom Keeper. And like I said, we're lucky that in Washington this weekend you'll be up here in person. I've heard the books are already here in Washington. They've already been shipped. So they'll be at Showware on Sunday for anybody who wants to pick up a copy. I've already told Chris I'm taking one. So yes, Goals and Boards, you can pick it up online on Amazon. Now, what I'm hearing is that for 40 years you've heard the same story over and over again, and you said, listen, let's just write it down so that I don't have to hear it anymore and I can read it if I need to, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, about that. But I think you need to hear it.
Yeah. Listen, I've heard it too, and it's fantastic. We won't go into it. Let's let the book be on its own. But talk a little bit about maybe what you guys have seen from Chris so far. And those of you that don't know, I happen to know. Chris is the third generation of Toth goalkeepers, which if anybody wants to know why Chris wears number 31, he's the third number 31. So maybe talk about that story and how indoor soccer kind of runs through you guys.
It's simple, I mean, he's 31. I was 11. You know why my number was 11? They asked me. Yeah, I'm a second. So my dad was number 1, but I carried the number 1 on my back. In New York, number 11. So that was my thing. So Christopher will be 31 because I was second generation.
There you go. And Chris has been what an incredible story. He's already won, I don't know, he'll tell me more championships than he actually has, but I think he's got 3.
Yes.
3? I think he's got 3.
Yeah.
So he's got a ways. I mean, you got 7. He's going to have to play until he's 50 to beat you. So I don't know.
Working on it, and there is somebody on up front who's scoring those goals.
Yeah. Well, listen, you had some good players up front in your time, right? You've played with the best. You played with who? Julie V.
Yeah. Don't forget the Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle, who played later for Tacoma. And guys were just like a dinosaur, the soccer dinosaur. Those days.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't know how long you guys are going to be in Washington, but actually, if we go to our training facility, we have a bar, and in the bar, there's a picture of you in goal. Well, you're playing against the Stars at the time, but there's a picture of you in goal, and there's Preki, and there's Ralph Black, and there's Steve Jungle, and there's all this picture, and it's still up must be from the 80s.
Yeah, only 4 years old.
Yeah. So I saw that you played, your goalkeepers of the year were in 82, 83.
Yes.
87, 88.
Yes.
So you took 5 years in between where you weren't the best goalie?
Yeah, it was very hard, because I shifted team 2 from New York. I moved to San Diego, and have to form a team and have to play many games to make a shutout. And the shutouts, I know I'm on, and all of those guys, they help me. The defense, we scored more goals than other team. That's the most important part.
Yeah, and you guys won a lot of championships in that time in San Diego.
Yeah, and I have some assists too. So up front, Jungulo, Julie was asking for it. Which leg, just like Chris, he sent the ball up front.
Yeah. Did you ever score a goal?
I threw the ball in, but Chris.
Oh, yeah. Chris scored. Chris scored last year from a restart free kick. We drew it up for him, and originally he was not going to be on the ball. And then we all said, "Listen, no one's going to think that we're going to pass it to Chris, so he'll be wide open." And then he scored a goal. So it's pretty incredible. Well, we're looking forward to having you guys up. I can't wait to read the book. I heard from Kayla that it's fantastic, that she read it and she loves it. I know our owner, Lane Smith, is really excited to get his version of the copy. He wants to read it. He went to the Tacoma Dome in the 80s, like so many fans, and lived through that period of time. And so reminiscing about that time and talking about it. But it's really kind of not just about indoor soccer. It's about, the story of how to come to America, being in America, and that whole transition, right?
Yes, and I will sign it too. So, when I sign it originally to the name, that book will worth something when I kick
millions. Yeah, millions. Well, we're so excited to have you guys up, and obviously Chris is excited. And there's the front of the copy one more time. And like I said, we're just so excited to have you guys up and be part of it. Is this the first time you've come up to a game to Washington? It's not the first time.
No, we were up last year.
Yeah, you guys came last year. But who did we play in that time?
Oh, I don't remember.
Did we win?
You won.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine then. Okay, well, yeah, like I said, we've got a big game on Sunday. We've got some pregame stuff we won't talk about, which is going to be really fun too. We've got Zoli's going to be signing at halftime, pregame, and postgame. Because during the game, you're going to have to watch the game. There's no way you guys can be sitting back there signing. There's no way. It's too exciting. Talk a little bit about maybe. Did you guys watch last week's game?
Yes, Zoli watched it. You watched last week's game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course. You know, I mean, I find it somehow. So it was a way to go into the MESLsoccer.com, and we
Yeah.
have all of the stats and everything. So
Yeah.
that was very good, you know, game, and to beat always the champ. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, 27 saves. Do you know what your career high in saves was? Did you ever have a game with 27?
Something like a 50 or something. That's very, very high.
No.
Chris had
You're not beating that one.
about the 40s, you know. So
Yeah.
and he was a second star in the game. Who was the first star of the game? Looking at
It's easy because I just make myself the first star. I just do that to make sure I'm on top, you know?
yeah,
No, he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. We know as a team that when Chris is on, we're okay, you know, and he was unbelievable. So 50 saves in one game.
yeah.
You must not have been playing anybody very good.
Chris goalie coach, you know, looking at. So, you know, I have a ball machine, I crank it up, and Christopher was just making the save,
Yeah.
and acting on the games very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the ball machine, when we were in preparing for beach soccer World Cups, we used to train in San Diego and San Marcos in a little tiny volleyball field, you, me, and Chris. You'd have the ball machine out and we'd go at it, and those were some good times out there.
Yeah, you know, that doesn't make mistake, you know, that shoots where I wanted to. And nobody scores, but the machine shoots the ball. It's coming back from the 80s. So Dr. Joe Mushnick brought it into New York first time.
Yeah.
And today, I think he's a commissioner on the referee.
Yeah.
He was very strict with that thing. I had to catch the ball on a board, and you know the shots cannot come out from my chest, and all kind of things what I implement to Chris too. You know, to save the walls, balls, fans, and stuff.
The one thing this year, we don't have a ball machine anymore, but we used to have it even for finishing, even just to shoot. You know, they play the ball across, play the ball. He used to do it to me all the time. Shoot it to me and then let me control it in the air, bring it down and shoot. So yeah, we've had some good times over there. Well, listen, we're so excited to have you guys up and obviously to read the book. And if somebody has a question from you from the audience, they want to know if you ever saved the shot from Kai Haskivi, the Finnish player.
Yes.
You remember him?
Yes, Kai is a very good friend of mine. You know, we play our games and outdoor games too. Just ask him what happened to that game when we beat them in Toronto, or where we played, you know, the New York team. Outdoor. Okay. Kai was out.
Kai played for the Kansas City team, right? He was out there in Kansas City. Kai Haskivi.
Yes, he was, and he played for Finland. And I remember when he played against Hungary. I was not playing that game, but he was playing in Hungary.
Yeah.
National team. Since that, you know, everybody knows who's Kai Haskivi is.
Well, listen, that's all the time we have today because I've got to run off and coach. But I just wanted to thank you guys for coming on, chatting, and we're looking forward to having the Toth family up.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, thank you.
We can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So thanks again, everybody. The game's at 1 p.m. on Sunday, 1:05 p.m. Zoltan Toth will be there signing books before the game, halftime, and then he'll be on the field with us after signing autographs as well. So we're really excited. Thank you, guys. And if you don't buy it on Sunday at the Stars game, you can buy it on Amazon, Freedom Keeper. And Therese, you guys are doing other stadiums maybe?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay.